Rare Patient Voice connects patients and family caregivers with all kinds of research opportunities. There are all kinds of things people get to participate in. The rare community is saying, we have hoofbeats, but we're zebras, we're different. The common things you might be looking for, but the rare things, and that's where we got the zebra. It's a difficult situation to be in, I think, because patients want an answer, and not all the doctors that you might be seeing have ever seen that rare disease before.
The Chronic Truth Podcast is for informational and educational purposes only. The views expressed by our guests are their personal opinions and do not constitute medical advice. While we share experiences and strategies related to health, neither the host nor the guest are acting as licensed medical professionals unless explicitly stated. Always consult your physician or qualified healthcare provider before making any changes to your treatment plan. Listeners assume all risks associated with implementing any information discussed on this show.
Today's guest is Pam Cusick, Senior Vice President, Rare Patient Voice, and a research professional over 30 years of experience. She's deeply committed to patient advocacy and expanding opportunities for patients and caregivers to shape research and drive meaningful impact. Pam, I would like to welcome you. So thank you so much for coming and joining us.
Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm happy to be here.
Yes. I had the CEO, Wes, on our show, I think about a month or maybe a little bit longer ago, sharing about what Rare Patient Voice organization does. But if you'd like to kind of refresh us for those that are new to tuning in, and we can go from there.
Sure. So Rare Patient Voice connects patients and family caregivers with all kinds of research opportunities. So that's everything from doing interviews and focus groups and surveys to clinical trials. Sometimes we have projects where people are helping to design clinical trials. Sometimes they get to participate in online communities where they're contributing to some particular topic. Other times it's usability testing, like a new device or a product that's coming out, and a client needs people to see how do they work with that device. So there are all kinds of things people get to participate in. Right now we have about a community of about 200,000 patients and caregivers. They're in 9 countries and they're in 1,500 different conditions. So when people hear Rare Patient Voice, they often think, oh, it's not for me, it's only rare conditions. It's all conditions. So we have very rare genetic disorders, and we also have people with heart disease and asthma and diabetes and acne and, all the things that we all experience. So it's everyone is invited to join and share their voice. It's a very, we want you to be diagnosed with whatever you sign up with, but, the opportunities are vast. We get so many requests during a month for different patient opportunities. And I think patients would like to even participate in more than we have to offer.
And we have. That is, I personally have been involved with your organization several years now. I've also participated in a couple of your type of surveys and such. There was a couple too, because they do screen you for those that go on and sign up and stuff. They will notify you via email if you are a candidate. And you go on, do a short survey just to kind of see if you meet the criteria that they are looking for. And there was a couple that, obviously they were looking for something with Hep C, and for whatever, it's nothing personal. It's just I didn't meet that criteria. But then there was one that was right after that I met, and I did my survey with them and met with them. And
I think that what we do here sometimes is people get really disappointed when they don't qualify. And it could be they were looking for 5 women and 5 men, and you were the 6th woman to sign up, or they needed, 50 people to complete the survey and you were the 51st. So we hate to disappoint people, but there are always, like you said, there are always other opportunities and chances to participate in more things.
Exactly. And, sign up for all the conditions that you have. I don't want to say I'm lucky I get to add to my list, because that just means I've been diagnosed with more things, but I've been able to now, partake in like an MS study and neuropathy, and now I got dystonia. So I'll have to add that, go in and change my profile with you guys. But it's as simple as just signing up with you guys, and they'll email you. I encourage you to sign up for their emails. They will provide you with all of the conditions that they have the studies out for. And you were saying, I think this month is what, 90?
Actually, right now we have open 300 and some odd different studies. If you go onto our website, we have under the heading patients, we have our newsletters. There's a whole list of studies where we're having trouble finding people. So that could be for a specific, like, again, that they're looking for men and, we have enough women, but we don't have enough men, or, whatever the condition is. But there's a whole list on there of about, as I said, 90 or so studies that we are actively looking for more people. Even though we do have 200,000 people, we still need more people and people with different conditions and different, different age groups, different ethnicities, genders, because researchers want to balance things, right? They're looking for, they want to communicate with the whole community of people who have this condition. Men, women, ages, whatever it is. And so they want to make sure when they're bringing people into research that they're covering those things. And we don't always have all of those people in our community. So that's why we're constantly building. But, if any of your listeners go onto our website, you'll see those newsletters. And there are, like I said, 90 some studies where we need extra help.
Just
So
help getting in.
if you qualify for one of those, reach out, and one of our lovely people on our patient advocacy team will reach out to you and make sure that they connect you with the right project manager and get you on your way.
This particular organization pays for your time.
Right. You can get check. The first time you participate, it's always a check. And then after that, you can choose, you could still get a check, or you could have it deposited into your bank, or I think PayPal as well.
That's
so
good.
there's several different options to get paid, but we pay people $120 an hour for their time. And I think at last count, which would have been probably in the end of last year, we had paid people over $18 million.
What other company does that and helps out patients? It could be groceries. It could be a copay for, something. Because many people that are diagnosed, they're not able to carry full-time jobs or whatever. But even if you are able to work, it's just extra spending money. So I think what you guys do and offer is incredible. Your organization, is it geared only towards patients, or is your surveys and that sort of stuff geared to others?
So patients, but also caregivers. So we have probably more patients in our community than caregivers. But when I say caregivers, I mean like a parent of a child, or an adult child taking care of a parent. That's a lot of times researchers want to talk to both the caregiver and the patient. But also, we recently were acquired by another company that is fantastic company that does research with healthcare professionals. And actually, they're our largest client. So mostly people have probably done research with them too. But we are now going to be able to also connect those studies where a lot of times they might want to talk to the patient, the caregiver, and also the healthcare professional, because again, all different perspectives on the same medical journey. So that's very exciting for us. I think it'll give us a bit of a different kind of perspective for people who want to do that kind of research, to be able to see, like, the patient's reality is not something that often is always translated right to the doctor in that, that 20, 30 minute time that you're talking to them. So that's kind of interesting too. But for the rare patient voice part of things, we are still focused wholly on patients and family caregivers.
Beautiful. Do you want to talk about February 28th?
February 28th is Rare Disease Day. So that is, a special day. And actually this month, everybody is, posting and sharing information about rare disease and their experience or their journeys, trying to bring awareness to rare diseases because, most people haven't heard of most of these rare diseases, right? And so it's something where, a lot of times people hear things like, well, you look fine, but, meanwhile, you're, suffering from this condition that maybe has no treatment or cure. So, Rare Disease Day is celebrated on the rarest day of the year, the last day of February. And actually, this year, we will be, Rare Patient Voice will be at the National Institutes of Health in Bethesda, where we celebrate Rare Disease Day at NIH with lots of advocacy groups and scientists and people can come, it's a free event, but people can come from all over and just learn about the rare disease community and gather information. And it's a really exciting time.
Oh, how fun. And also probably connect with others, maybe with similar conditions. That's a
definitely.
wonderful opportunity.
I have seen in other cities, they do also very cool things with lighting up monuments. So I know the Empire State Building gets lit up in all the different colors and other monuments around the world as well. So it's really it's a nice way to celebrate the rare community.
That's beautiful. And I do know, like on social media and stuff, people have been posting a lot of, the zebra. What does the zebra stand for? Because I've had that come to me and I did my best to explain it, but.
So it's the apparently, I'm not going to probably get this exactly right since I was not a medical student, but, in med school, it's, that when you're training doctors, if you hear hoofbeats, so you see different symptoms, most common thing you're going to look for is a horse because, hoofbeats and a horse. But the rare community is saying, well, we have hoofbeats, but we're zebras. We're different. And you have to also look for our other, because there are other reasons for certain symptoms. There are other reasons, not, the common things you might be looking for, but the rare things. And that's where we got the zebra.
That's beautiful. And I know for myself, going through chronic health conditions, sometimes you kind of, what you were saying, get pushed into a category and you kind of fit all the normal. And then it stops there. So it's good that we bring awareness to this for, even the medical profession to, hey, take a step back and realize.
Well, I know that a lot of, it varies, but somewhere between 7 and 10 years it takes people to get diagnosed with a rare disease. So oftentimes you're diagnosed with this, that, and the other thing. You might have had treatments for this, that, and the other thing, which then prevents you from qualifying for other, maybe medications or clinical trials that you might be able to participate in once you are diagnosed with the condition you actually have. It's a difficult situation to be in, I think, because, patients want an answer and not all the doctors that you might be seeing have ever seen that rare disease before. So, you're wherever you are, your primary care physician might never have heard of it. And so they're going for the horse, right? They're going for the hoofbeats that they know, and kind of, narrowing those things down until they find the thing, hopefully that you have. But oftentimes it takes going to several different doctors and maybe outside of your area to find those things, depending on how rare your condition might be.
It's been such an honor to have you, Pam, on this show. So thank you. And we're going to put the link to all her social media links to Rare Patient Voice on here. So you can click on there. And I highly, this comes from personal experience. I highly recommend this organization. And it's just building a community like the podcast here. My goal is to build a community of support for those fighting whatever condition. So I truly thank you for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me. It's really been nice speaking with you, and happy Rare Disease Day.
Same to you. If this episode has touched you or made any kind of impact on your life, I encourage you to visit our website at chronictruthpodcast.com. That's chronictruthpodcast.com. podcast.com. Click Share Your Testimony. There you can also find links to Rare Patient Voice. And again, sign up.
Bye-bye.